the civilian photographers were from the north, from the Union Army. But the South did have a photographer. They had several photographers, the most famous of which was Armstead and White from Corinth in Mississippi. And they actually went out and became very famous for the photos they took of both sides in the Civil War, the Union Army and the Confederates. So taking photos in that period in the field, away from your studio, was not easy. We're used to film. These people using glass plates. And not only are they glass plates, but they're wet plates. You have to expose your film when it's wet, develop it before it dries out. So you cannot go far away from your darkroom, which is what my tent is for. It's got a piece in there which is completely light-proof, which is very, very crucial, as you will see, to what I'm about to do. The first thing I would do is assemble there's no such thing as, by the way, I've taken photographs of people moving. The exposures were 2 or 3 minutes. So anybody moving would blur in the photograph, which is why you see so hardly any pictures of battle scenes, because people are moving, you can't photograph a battle scene. You can photograph the dead in the battle afterwards, but luckily not enough of them have died yet to warrant me doing that. But I could always change that, I suppose. So what I've got here is a camera of the period. The camera is actually around about 1870. The camera has no shutter. If we're familiar with film cameras, a few years ago, then you would have a shutter on it. This has no shutter. The exposure is measured by my counting, or counting on my clock, on my watch, the number of seconds or minutes even that I would need to expose. It's a very simple device, just a lens, glass plate on the back, and a plate holder for my films. First thing I have to do is assemble the company before me, take the lens cap off, open the aperture up as wide as possible, and focus by moving the front board backwards and forwards until I get a very nice sharp image on the glass screen at the back of the camera. Now, don't forget to put the lens cap on. Don't forget to bring the aperture down to suitable for the light conditions. Next thing I have to do is prepare a plate. Please, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to take me a little while. Bear with me. Please don't move in the position you're in. Swing the back of the camera open, and I go into my dark room, and I'm going to get one of my plates, and I'm going to coat it with what's called collodion. And that will sensitise the plate ready for taking a picture. All the amount of light that goes into the camera when I take the photo. We need to keep still, ladies and gentlemen, for about a minute, please, if you can. Hang on a second. What I'm going to do is take the lens cap off, remove the board, count out about a minute. In the meantime, during that minute, my assistant will fire off a flash. This is so simply because it's a rather brightish day. You're going to get a lot of black and white contrasts. The picture will look very contrasty, and this will give an infill of light, what we call background light, background flash. I think some photographers still use background flash today. Americans do a lot. And it will give a background flash to take out those big ranges, to highlight those big ranges. Okay, so what we do first is expose the plate to light. The light still can't get down to the glass, so I take the lens cap off and I count a minute. So while you're completely still, please, completely still, we're off. The flash will fill the background. Hopefully. Excellent. We've still got oh, for goodness sake.
Rebecca.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have that again. I'm going to have to have that.
You should have had some water before you had the
the young lady moving sport that shot altogether, so
I should have a flog.
I think that would be a good idea.
Flog her later.
Bury her alive. Do we still be taking another one?
So what I'm going to do now is go back in my dark room, coat another plate.
Of any advance.
I appreciate there's an awful lot of demands on your time, so thank you for this. Right, if we're ready now. Oh yes, the background flash. Okay, I'm going to remove the lens cap. We'll count for a minute from now. Please, perfectly still.
Was that they fill in the background?
Just fill in the background shadows. That's lovely. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Now you can move.
Yes.
I think she deserves a clap.
So that is the amount of effort that went into taking one photograph. Now I go back in there before my plate dries out. I go back into my dark room and I develop that plate then before it has a chance to dry out, and then do a print from that. Most of the prints of this period was what we call contact prints. If I show you the next one. That's the size of the picture. No such thing as enlargers, so the picture would be just laid onto a piece of contact paper and printed off. So if you see a big picture from this period, it's from a big camera. Enlargers didn't come out for about another 10-20 years. So pictures are about that size. You're welcome to have a look at ones that I've taken.